Welcome to ABC Preschool. I'm Miss Annette, and today we're learning about air. 5 fun facts about air. First fact, air is invisible. That means we can't see it, even though it's everywhere all around us. Number 2, we breathe air. We have to have air in our bodies to keep us alive. So everybody take a big breath in and out. All living things need air. Number 3, wind is air moving. Number 4, air takes up space. And I'm going to show you a little experiment with that a little later in class. And number 5, air can be hot or cold. Let me show you an example of this, and I want you to try it at home with me. Exhale onto your hand. That means let all the air out of your body onto your hand, but open your mouth up big like this. Make the H sound. Is that air that's coming out of your body, is it hot or cold? It's hot, isn't it? Now, we're going to let the air out of our body, but we're going to put our lips together, almost like we're going to whistle. And we're going to let the air out onto our hand and see if it's the same temperature as when we make the H sound. Let's do it. Here we go. You're right, it's cooler. It's cooler than when we make the H sound. So let's do warm and cool. Fun facts, right? Let's watch a little video. In this video, you'll hear the sounds that are made as air passes through them. And in the middle of the video, you'll see 2 children. They're sitting on the floor. It looks like they might be in an exercise class, and they breathe in and they breathe out. They breathe in and they exhale. They breathe out. I want you to join them when they're doing that. So watch very closely for those 2 children sitting crisscross on the floor. Take a look. for this little experiment, I'm not really sure if it's a total experiment, but it's an example how we can see that air has weight and it takes up space around us. And in order to show this, I'm going to blow this balloon. I'm going to blow air, my air, into this balloon, and we'll see it expand. So let's do it. Here we go. I hope I can do it, because sometimes I'm not very good at this skill. Do you guys know how to blow balloons? Do you? Well, we'll see if I do. Here we go. I don't have another one. This really is my only balloon. Do you know what this means? We're going to have to do a whole other class just on balloons and the relationship of air to balloons. Watch for it to come. Let's do an experiment with cause and effect. What will happen to these strings when we blow the air through, when the fan blows the air through there? Let's take a look and see. Turn the fan on, turn it up a little bit, and there goes the strings. The air is pushing them straight out like that. We're going to make some art today that is a wind sack that will blow similar to this in the air. Let me show you. This is my wind sack that I made, and if I hold it close to the moving air from the fan, it's blowing my wind sack. Air can be very powerful and very strong. All right, take a look at this little video and see how I made this wind sack out of just a regular paper sack, like this. Take a look. We're making a wind sack. That's right, a wind sack. Not a wind sock, not a windmill, but a wind sack. I'm using this paper sack and cutting off this bottom part right here. You can even use this for something else, and sometimes I do, but today we're not, so I'm just going to save it right over here, and I have the rest of the sack, the top part of the sack. Just one of those regular paper sacks that maybe you would use to put some snacks in, or a sack lunch. And then after I do that, cut that bottom off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold down this top, okay? Just kind of have to go gently, a little bit at a time. It might tear a little bit. Do you see right there? It's going to be okay. No worries. Remember, this is art. And we're not going to stress over perfection. All right. There we go. Okay. Now, what you could do is have an adult help you with that part. The reason it needs to be a little thicker up here is because we're going to put a hole in it. I have a paper punch. We're going to put a hole right in here. And when we're all done decorating the outside here and putting our streamers on, we're going to use this yarn to tie from one side to the other so we can hang it on a tree outside. Or really anywhere else you want to hang it. That would be just great. All right, so I want to decorate my wind sack, and there are 4 sides, 2 short ones and 2 wider long ones. So short, wide, short, and wide. Today I'm just going to decorate the 2 wider sides. But you can do whatever you want on yours. So I have blue and blue ribbon and blue blue, tan, and white yarn. I think for what I want to do, I'm going to do circles. Maybe blue circles and some brown snowflakes. So I'll just draw my first circle right here and color it in. Maybe a bigger one over here. Color it in as well. Do you like to color with crayons and draw things with crayons? Do you ever color in a coloring book? That's also fun to do. Be another big one down here. Okay, we're getting it. Coloring. I'm pressing a little bit hard on here, and the reason is because I wanted a nice dark blue, but you never want to press too hard with a crayon because, and you probably know why, but I'm going to say it anyway, because the crayon will break. It happens. We don't have to be too sad when it does happen, but we just know that we want to be as gentle as we can. Now we'll do like a medium-sized one up here. When some of my children were little and they were in preschool, their preschool teachers would say, tickle the paper, and I think that's really good advice. So I'm going to do these little crisscross things, make an X, straight down, across the middle, make an X, straight down, across the middle, make an X, straight down, across the middle. And like I said, we could open it just like this and decorate this side too, but I'm only going to do those two sides. So let's do the other side. Let's put a big one right here. You can make any shape you want. You could draw, sometimes when I've made these, I've done a rainbow on here, some clouds. I've done flowers. Those are fun. You could do a tree. You could make just squiggly lines or use a whole bunch of different colors and not just two. Whatever you want. That's what's so great about art. It's yours. It's your project. And you turn it into whatever you want it to be. It's wonderful. Okay. Maybe a really big one right here. There we go. You know, blue is a beautiful color, and brown is a wonderful earthy color, and the blue kind of reminds us of the sky, and the brown of the dirt. I'm going to take my wind sack and I'm going to hang it in a tree outside. We're having autumn weather today and it's a little bit rainy, so I might not be able to hang him up outside. Okay, we get to this part and then we're going to cut some streamers on there. How long am I going to want? I don't know. So let me see. What if I do this? This will be a good way to measure. What if I take it and I measure as tall as my wind sack is 2 times. Did you see how I did that? So I took the end and I held it up to the bottom of my wind sack and then the top, and then I do it 2 times. Okay, now I'm going to cut right there. Set it right here. I want 6 of them if I can. There's one time. Then I take my hand and put it right where my two thumbs together, and then two. And right here is where I'm going to cut. I am right-handed. Do you know what that means? That means I write, I color, I cut with my right hand. I even wave usually with my right hand. I pretty much do everything. Eat with my right hand. My mom is left-handed, and so she would always write with her left hand, but a lot of the other things that she did, she would do with her right hand. She could use both of her hands. That's really cool too. Oh, look, it's not quite perfect. Maybe, let's see. 1, 2, ah! Awesome. I love it when that happens. All right, so I've got 6 of these right here. Let me grab my stapler, just right over here, out of the shot, but now we've got him, so I have a stapler. This is also something that you might want to have some help from an adult with, and I'm going to put 2 streamers on the large sides and 1 on each of the small sides. So let's begin. Let's start with the small side. Staplers are a little bit tricky, getting it right in there. So sometimes in my preschool classes, this is where me and Miss Andra, the other preschool teacher, we would help the children with the stapling part when we'd make wind sacks, when we talked about air. Okay. One more short side. Got these guys down on the ground. One more long side. Here comes the last one. Yay! Okay, there's our streamers. I hope you can see it in the shot. There's our streamers like that. And now we need to cut this yarn. And we're going to very carefully, because it is just paper, you know how that goes, and it can tear so easily. We're going to tie a knot right here, go back through again, then over on this side. Tie a knot. Go back over. Ta-da! Now, I'm going to, if it's not raining outside, I'm going to take it outside and I'll take a picture of it hanging in the tree. Okay, there it is, hanging in the tree. You can see the gentle wind blowing it. Just a nice little breeze. If it starts to rain, I'm going to need to bring it back in the house. I know sometimes people like to hang on doorknobs, or there might be a hook somewhere. In your home, you'll find a safe place for it. I hope you get an opportunity to make a wind sack and see it blow in the wind. We're going to do some rhyming. Do you know what it means to rhyme? That means two words sounding the same on the end. For example, red head, red head. Those two words rhyme. And I want us to rhyme with the word air. So whatever we put up on here on our board that says air is going to sound the same at the end as air. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. I have these cute little balloons that I printed off, and they have these little pictures on them. And we're going to decide which ones rhyme with air. So here we go. It's a ring. Ring, air. Ring, air. Do they rhyme? They do not rhyme. Something that could rhyme with ring would be string. Ring, string. But air is not a rhyme with ring. Pear. Pear, air. Pear, air. Can you hear that rhyme? Say it with me. Pear, air. Those two words rhyme. So we're going to put our pear right there. House. House, air. House, air. Do those two words rhyme? They do not. A word that could rhyme with house would be mouse. House, mouse. House, mouse. But not air. This is an ice cream cone. We're just going to rhyme cone. Does cone rhyme with air? Cone, air. Cone, air. They do not rhyme. Something that could rhyme with cone would be bone. Cone, bone. Cone, bone. Grapes. Does the word grape rhyme with hair? Grape, hair. Grape, hair. It does not. Something that could rhyme with grape would be ape. Grape, ape. Grape, ape. Chair. Does chair rhyme with air? Chair, air. Chair, air. You're right, it does rhyme with air. Moon. Does moon rhyme with air? It does not. Something that could rhyme with moon is spoon. Moon, spoon. Moon, spoon. Hair. Hair, air. Hair, air. Does hair rhyme with air? Yes, it does. So we'll put it right there. Berry. This is a strawberry. We're just going to rhyme the end part of it of berry. Berry, hair. Berry, air. Does berry rhyme with air? It does not. Something that could rhyme with berry or strawberry is cherry. Strawberry, cherry. Strawberry, cherry. Those two rhyme. Boot. Does boot rhyme with air? Boot, air. Nope, it does not. Something that could rhyme with boot is a flute. Boot, flute. Boot, flute. Do you know what a flute is? It's a musical instrument, and it rhymes with boot. Eyes. Do eyes rhyme with air? Let's just say eye. Eye, air. Air. Does not. Something that could rhyme with I is fly. I fly. I fly. Bear. It's a teddy bear, but we're just going to say bear and rhyme it with air. Bear, air. Bear, air. Does bear and air rhyme with each other? You're right. They rhyme. They sound the same on the end. Flower. Flower, air. Flower, air. Do they rhyme? They don't. Flower rhymes with power. Flower, power. Flower, power. Shoe. Shoe, air. Do they rhyme? They do not. Something that could rhyme with shoe would be blue. Shoe, blue. Shoe, blue. Are you saying these rhymes with me? I hope so. Dog. Dog, air. Dog, air. Does dog and air sound the same at the end and rhyme? No. Something that could rhyme with dog would be log. Dog, log. Dog, log. Square. Square, air. Do they rhyme? They do. Say it with me. Square, air. Square, air. Good job. And then cat. Cat, air. Cat, air. No, but something that does rhyme with cat is hat. Cat, hat. Cat, hat. Thank you for doing this rhyming activity with me. Well done. It's time for the letter box. The letter for today makes this sound. Eh, eh. And I like to do this action like I can't hear. Eh, eh, eh. Let's look and see what it is. You maybe have already guessed. The letter E. Big E, little e. Uppercase E, lowercase e. Straight down, straight out, straight out, straight out. 3 times. That's how you make the uppercase E. The lowercase e, straight out, up and around, almost like you're going to make a circle, but you stop before you connect right there. Straight out, up and around, like that. Let's look and see what I have in this box that begins with the letter E. First thing, an elephant. Elephant starts with the letter E. Next thing, an elf. Elf starts with the letter E. Put him in front of the elephant. Next, this little sign. This sign says exit. Exit starts with the letter E. That means to leave. Exit means to leave. You'll notice these signs around, and that means if it's over a door, it means that door leaves that room and goes outside. Exit. Exit starts with the letter E. Exit. Exit. This is an envelope. You could write a little letter to somebody, put it in the envelope. It even has this stuff on here that when you lick it, It makes it sticky and it can close. And then you could give a little note to somebody because you put it in this envelope. Let's make the sound. Envelope. Envelope starts with the letter E. This one is earplugs. Ear starts with the letter E. Eye starts with the letter E, and elbow starts with the letter E. But on earplugs, it doesn't make, the E doesn't make that sound because there's an R in it and it's got a rule. So we're not going to make this action and the sound with earplug. But earplug starts with the letter E. Another one is an earring. This is an earring, like this earring. Earring starts with the letter E. And last, an ear muff. I wear these when I'm walking and it's so cold outside. I go like this and they keep my ears all warm. So I can enjoy my walk, but my ears don't get cold. Earmuff starts with the letter E. Can you think of something that starts with the letter E? I'm thankful for air. I'm thankful for the air we breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. I'm thankful for the air when it passes through trees, just really softly. It's one of my very favorite sounds, just the wind in the trees, just lightly. But most of all, you know what I'm thankful for, right? I'm thankful for you. You are special and there is no one in the world just like you. Until next time, bye-bye.